You know when you make a character and their whole being is just purely based on vibes and you actually barely know anything about them? Yeah, me too. Only this time I did it with the whole damn family. Happy hello to you friends, I hope you're doing well. My name is Artie and I am working on a graphic novel series. And today we are fleshing out this family that's in book 2 of my series. Our main character Moss, who's 6 years old, gets offered a place to stay by the family. But like I said, right now they're kind of just vibes. So we need to make them into something more concrete. So the first person on our list is Stefan Kassim, who I suppose you would kind of call like the head of the family. He is 68 years old and he is a father of 1. He is half Styri, half Iranian. So Styri is, I suppose you would call like the Asian race in the world that I'm working on. I've been looking at countries like, mostly in Southern Asia, like Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, those sort of countries to sort of inspire how the culture of these guys would work. His wife died in childbirth and he raised his daughter on his own, and he is a material master and also a mystic merchant. So I will briefly explain what these are, but if you want like a kind of like an in-depth explanation about the magic system of my world, I suggest you go watch this video. It's not that long and it goes over everything. So mystic material is essentially things like potions, powders, and creams that mystics, who are people who have magic, make. They like put magic into the item and then the item does the magic. So a material master is a person who has essentially mastered the practice, and they are like sort of like at the they're like the first person you go to when you need a piece of mystic material. And a mystic merchant is what it sounds like. It's a mystic who sells their wares that are mystic imbued. Okay, so that is pretty much all I had up to the point where I started this sketchbook spread to kind of flesh out his character more. I knew like the basics, like the logistics of his character, like his family, his jobs, his age, stuff like that. But I didn't know like the character part, you know, like his personality, his mannerisms, his behaviors. So that's what this whole video really is for this family. I really just wanted to figure out what their characters were like. So for Stefan, I figured he was kind of like a kind but sort of stern character. I really wanted him to have like kind of like Mufasa from the Lion King energy. Like, he's respected, he's loved, but also you don't mess with him because that's just a bad idea. Yeah, so he's kind but he's stern and he is very hardworking. You probably just saw down in the bottom left corner, I drew him kind of squinting, and I thought it would be like a fun mannerism. Like, he always squints when he's working on something or he's paying a lot of attention to something. He like squints really hard. I just thought that would be a fun mannerism for him to have. Okay, I've moved my mic, so hopefully it will stop making bumpy noises. Okay, yeah, but also something I do with all my characters is I define their strengths and weaknesses. I like to think that if I had to play this character in a role-playing game, I would have these sort of stats to reference. So strengths and weaknesses. For Stefan, his strengths are definitely intelligence and wisdom. Not the same thing. If you know D&D, you know the difference. But yeah, he's definitely very smart and he's very wise as well. So those would definitely be playing into his strengths. And he also has quite a strong work ethic. Like I mentioned before, he's very hardworking. But that kind of leads into his weaknesses, where sometimes his work ethic, it kind of gets out of control. So he's sort of sabotaging himself in that aspect. And also anything physical, he's not very adept at. You might have noticed he does have a walking stick to assist with his walking. And I just don't think he's very physically strong. If he was caught in an actual fight, he would be at risk of some serious injury, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for Stefan. Now let's move on to Nala, his daughter. So Nala Kasim, she is 27 and she works at the Bellmeyer Institution of Mystics. So the Mystic University in Bellmeyer, which is, I just realized I didn't actually say at any point that we are in Bellmeyer for this family. My bad. Yeah, they're in Bellmeyer, which is one of the towns in the country Iraeus. Yes, we are in Bellmeyer, and she works at the Mystic University. She is a professor in alchemy. So alchemy, in the context of my little story I've got going on here, alchemy is the study of the science surrounding mystic energy, which is what people use to make mystic material. It's like the basis, it's like the energy of how the entire magic system works. So alchemy is the study of the science of it rather than the sort of mystic magical beliefs of it. Yeah, so she works at the institution. She wears a Asteri head wrap. I need to come up with a name for it. It is inspired by the hijab, but it isn't a hijab. It's different, it's wrapped different, and it looks different, and it's just a different belief system. So I do need to come up with a name for it, but she wears one to feel closer to her mother, who was full Steri. She was like she was from Styr, and she immigrated to Iraeus. So Nala wears that to feel closer to her mother, who she didn't know. But so in terms of personality, Nala, how do I say? Nala is definitely very responsible, and she also kind of puts a lot of pressure on herself to do well in most aspects of her life. She is absolutely dedicated to her family, but she is a bit anxious and cautious in terms of protecting them. So her family, she has a wife, her name is Ariella, but everyone calls her Ari. Ari is 26 years old. She also works at the university. She is a research fellow, I believe is what I said. But Ari, she is actually an orphan. She grew up an orphan, and the Kasims are actually her only family. She is cheerful, playful, witty. She's definitely Nala's rock. Like, keeps her grounded, and keeps her from spinning out of control with her anxiety. But yeah. I actually love these two. I think they are so cute. You see in a little bit that I draw at the bottom of the page. I draw Ari giving Nala a little kiss on the cheek, and they're so cute. And I really want to work on their relationship more. Like, I don't think I'll be able to do that in this video, but I really want to sort of dig into how their relationship sort of works and flows. Like, I wanna play around with it some more to make it more fun. But I think they're so cute, and I actually love them. And moving on to the final spread, we have the children. So Nala and Ari, they adopted 2 children. They are biological brother and sister. We have Sophia Kasim, who is 10 years old, and we have Jessie Kasim, who is 8. So I think I'll talk about Sophia first. Sophia is a bit of a troublemaker, just a little bit of a troublemaker. She's sassy, she's confident, she's very sure of herself, which she's definitely picked that up from Nala. She struggles with learning a little bit, and she does tend to, because she's a bit sassy, she does tend to talk back a bit, and she gets a bit in trouble at school. In terms of strengths and weaknesses, we'll do strengths first. I feel like Sophia, she's very loyal, she's very strong-willed, and I feel like she's also very genuine. Like, she rarely lies. Whatever she does say, even if it seems out of line or rude, it is what she believes to be true, which can get her into trouble. So I suppose that can kind of be sort of like a neutral sort of trait rather than a positive or negative trait. And then for weaknesses, I've just kind of come up with one in particular that's kind of broad. She doesn't take her time with anything. She rushes to get things done without sort of thinking about the consequences, and when she's given options, she kind of just picks the first thing she sees and goes with it, rather than assessing the options, which I feel like is quite regular for a child, but yeah. And then we move on to Jessie. So Jessie is like most 8-year-old kids, like he doesn't really know who he is yet, where his place is in the world, but he is fascinated with everything and he loves learning, but he also copies his sister a lot. In terms of strengths, I like that he's a really good liar, like kind of opposite to his sister, who's a really bad liar. So I think that would be fun to play with in my writing. He's also really loyal, he's trustworthy, and I think he would be quite smart as well, since he's such fascinated with learning. I've got a couple of neutral traits here. He's very trusting. It doesn't take much to get him to like you, and I think that could definitely be interesting to work with in the story. He's very well behaved. He does what he's told, which I think is a neutral trait, just because it could go either way. Like, a bad person could get him to do something that isn't necessarily good. And in terms of weaknesses, he's definitely gullible. He's very trusting and he's well behaved, so he's definitely gullible. And he doesn't really have a mind of his own yet. He mostly just does what his sister does. And those are the Kasims. That is everybody. I'm actually really happy with the development we've done on them today. I think there's a lot of diversity and character traits in there that will be really good to play with in my writing and for the graphic novels. I just think they're so much better than they originally were. They were just literally vibes at the start, but now they actually have depth and they actually have form. But yeah, we're practically at the end of the video now. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and while I'm just here, go check out my Instagram and TikTok accounts, where I am posting pretty much every single day. I'm posting kind of fun, playful fantasy content, as well as a series that I am working on, so go check that out. And that is pretty much everything for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all next time. Bye!